Okay, everybody, it's 3 p.m. here in New York. It's a very bright, brilliant day. I actually have the windows open. I don't know how that's going to affect the sound. I hope you don't hear too many sirens. But, now the clouds are out. Well, anyway, it's a big pleasure and an honor for me to be here to play for you again. And I'll be here every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And anyway, let's get right down to it. Yesterday, I attended a Zoom funeral organized by my sister, Lori Lucas, for my mom, Adele Goldman. And I want to say again, thank you so much for your lovely expressions of support for my family in this difficult hour. And it was a beautiful service. But, okay, I'm always good to play at funerals, but also weddings, and so here, some music for you. I'd like to dedicate that to Caroline. She's in the other room, working away. I know I posted a picture of yesterday of her giving me a 2 fingers salute, which is, all British people know, is the equivalent to our finger. But I was trying to make her laugh, and she was casting and gets very serious in those moments. Oh, well. But I think laughter is the best medicine in this particularly fraught time. And, regarding that piece, I remember playing it at a place called Artist Space, and the curator, Claudia Gould, who now curates the Jewish Museum here in New York, chuckled and said that's equivalent to Jimi Hendrix playing the Star-Spangled Banner. Well, take it for what you will, but it's something I love to play, and keeps my fingers nimble. So anyway, this is... It's a little bit of Walk on the Wild Side. I had a request for that. That's the theme from the 1962 film by Edward Dmytryk with Lawrence Harvey, Capuchin, and a great portrayal by Jane Fonda as a young drifter. Kind of makes the whole film for me. That goes out to Fred Perry. Fred, whose brother Richard Perry is the guy responsible for the production, along with Bob Krasnow, of the very first Captain Beefheart album, Safe as Milk. And Fred is one of my oldest friends. And Jane Fonda was dating Richard Perry for many years there, so I hope Richard is okay. And I'm going to move over to steel guitar now. And I brought out especially this 1920s National Steel Duolin, which for years was my go-to guitar for steel. I got a beautiful Shanghai-made resonator guitar a couple years ago, which I've also played online. This one, though, this is the one Beefheart said, oh, it's an instrument of destruction. I don't know. My mom used to call this old junkie car my father's the Tronti. So this is the Tronti guitar. It's got a kind of a greenish tinge to it. I don't know. It has a lot of dings in it, folks, but so do I. And still plays good, especially playing Chinese pop from the 30s. I'm going to play The Moon in the Street now, which was made famous by Joshua, and it's quite anthemic. I'm going to play. Please allow me to look at you again. I think I'll save The Moon in the Street for next time, but see what this thing can do with it. sounded pretty good, this thing. And I'm going to play something on electric guitar for you. And this is for all the Buckley freaks. I did an album with a great Italian singer named Davide Combosti, also known as the Nero, and Francesco Arpino, who's a multi-instrumental whiz and a great producer, and it's the complete Jeff Buckley and Gary Lucas songbook. And this is one of the songs that Jeff and I used to do. And my setup is very effects-free in this period. There doesn't seem to be enough space really to do justice to them here. And but this is Harriman. To take this time to read off the list of honor of everybody who contributed from Tuesday on PayPal to keep me going, to keep me in groceries here. Okay, Russell Hubley, thank you. Max Green, all the way from Riverside, California. Jeff Robinson, a UK-based fan. Anna Arte from Italy. Finley Hunt, John Stewart, a London friend, and Diana Yeager. Big thanks and hugs from me and Caroline. And if you like what you hear and you can show your appreciation, PayPal me, please, at GaryLucas.com. That is my address over there. I don't have Venmo or these other Zella or whatever. PayPal seemed good enough for me, but I don't know if it's considered hip these days. But fire on that. Okay. Back to my Gibson J45. Caroline has made an appearance over here. Hi. Say hi to the folks here. Should you do a pop-in?
No.
Yes. No. It's okay. As we keep each other on our toes, very lively here in the West Village. Maybe I should show you a little bit of what the neighborhood looks like right now. I don't know, I'm looking at it backwards. There's the Hudson River. There's Julian Schnabel's Palazzo Ciuppi, this pink, gigantic building. And in front of it, with this one American flag flying, is a new mansion that's being built for a hedge fund millionaire, of which the workforce abandoned the project actually about 10 days after lockdown officially. They kept working, and then finally, I guess the guy realized it was inhumane. But no one took the flag down, and that flag has been rained on and pelted with hail and whatnot. I think that's a crime, isn't it? Isn't it desecration of the American flag? I don't know. But that's my neighborhood, folks. It's like it's fun to live down here, but not under lockdown because of all the people not wearing masks. I've mentioned this before. I don't get it, especially as we're not really flattening the curve much in the good old United States here at all. And the death rate is climbing daily by a couple thousand and predicted to be 3,000 deaths a day by June 1st. So I don't know what's up with these people, especially when I see a couple pushing their baby in a pram and nobody's wearing a mask. This really is a disturbing image, but it's hard to accost people and shame them in this. And after all, this is the so-called land of the free, is it not? But the messages that are being sent are so scrambled and mixed by our government authorities, so that people, I guess, just figure, what the hell, I'm never going to get this, right? So I'm going to play a little version of Melancholy Serenade, I guess that prompts this, which is a composition by the great Jackie Gleason, one of my favorite comedians. And he gets the total writing credit and arranging credit. This is kind of his theme music for years. Let's see. It's too melancholy. Charlie Brown. He's a clown, that Charlie Brown. That's a little bit of music by Vince Guaraldi from the Charlie Brown specials. Well, I guess that clock on the wall says it's almost time to go, but I'll leave you with some more plugs. Backwards because of the nature of the camera on these iPhones. My last album that was officially issued, The World of Captain Beefheart, featuring fabulous Nona Hendrix and a crack ensemble, Jesse Krakow, Jordan Shapiro, Richard Dworkin, and myself, essaying Don Van Vliet's very difficult music and some of his most soulful R&B-ish compositions. I've already mentioned this one, the complete Jeff Buckley and Gary Lucas songbook on the Italian Esordisco label, voted Best Album of the Year in Classic Rock Italia, and coming on September 11th, the essential Gary Lucas, with a beautiful cover by my friend Steve Byram. I can't tell you how wonderful this package is. I'm so proud of it. And I have a bunch of samples that were sent me, but we had to delay the official release. Oh yeah, but that reminds me, I'm going to just step into the archive for a minute to show you something of historical value. I mentioned Steve Byram, who's one of my oldest, dearest friends, and Steve and I did a lot of work together back in the day. This is ancient history, folks, when I had a day job. What is this? At least 30 years ago. Yeah, which I left this day job in 90 with a contract with Columbia Records, but you know how that went. I've discussed that. You can also read my book, Touched by Grace, My Time with Jeff Buckley, where I go into detail. Steve, at the end, was doing beautiful posters for me. This is one of them. Again, I'm sorry, it's backwards, but you can see the design. That's a portrait of me with a rubbery necked guitar. Gary Lucas solo guitars, Friday, April 14th. This has to be 1989, 9 p.m. at the Knitting Factory. Then a bunch of quotes. I'd amassed a few at this point. Guitarist of 1,000 Ideas, New York Times. Yes. Es ist Lucas from the Berlin Morgen Post. That was the headline or a picture caption when I played the Berlin Jazz Festival in '88. Drop kicks rock guitar into the 1990s. That was in Melody Maker. I wonder who wrote that one. And then a quote from my mom. The guitar. Murray, he's talking about the guitar again, Gary's mom. Yeah, my parents actually were very enthusiastic supporters of my work, and I just want to say, again, I really appreciate everybody's messages of support. So that's it. Take care until Saturday, this Saturday when I'll be back here. And I'd love to play for you guys. And I'm working on a whole batch of songs, including The Moon in the Street. And I wish I had Feifei Yang here to sing this. And there goes Caroline over there. Oh, she's scooting out of here because of an important phone call that's just come in. Love you guys, and I will see you. And also, if you like my hat, check out my friend Orlando Palacios and his company, Worth and Worth. He's like a one-of-a-kind, brilliant hat maker to a lot of people. I could name some names here. Keith Richard is one. I mean, just an endless celebrity client roster, and he's my buddy. And he's got a new blog podcast that's on every Wednesday now on Twitch TV. Check that out. Also, go to the Worth and Worth Facebook page. He's great. I wholeheartedly recommend him. Okay, I can't even speak anymore. Love you guys. See you real soon. Thanks for listening.